Hi all, right back with more Fields of Fire. The Normandy campaign, mission 2, Cerisy offensive. This is my part 13. Right, so I have just come straight back, a shortish part 12 there. I did feel like I've got a little bit more time, but probably not a whole part, but we'll see how it goes. I've said that before. So nothing really to talk about, so just get right into it. Turn 6 about to start. Right, let's check for a friendly higher HQ event. There is not one. BNHQ is not on the map, so let us activate our COHQ. You can see he's got nothing saved. Jumping back across here to check the state that he's all in. Well, again, just as a reminder, there's 2 foxhole markers here. These are all under the same foxholes. I still don't seem to have sort of learnt the lesson about all that. It's gonna get me one day. I mean, I seen what happened with the counter-attack thing down here, and that was just lucky. That was just the luck of a card draw, a random number. They would have been completely destroyed, I think. Anyway, they are under the same foxholes. This section are pinned, this section are not pinned. So our COHQ, you can see there, is under cover. So he's going to get a +1 for that. Our activity level is engaged. The COHQ is line. So he is going to get a +1. So let's see what we get. Oh, come on. Right, a 2 plus a 1 is only 3. Not what we were wanting. We really wanted something there. The fact he was getting a +1, because there's so much work to do there, I think. That and he obviously needs to pass it out, and well, the XOs they are. He's lying under cover. However, the first platoon HQ is pinned. So we need somebody to take that off him. Looking at our platoon, remember our sergeant's not here. Right. I was messing about with the tripod earlier and I've tightened something up, I think. Right, we're okay. Sorry, throwing these out there. So yeah, first sergeant's not there. First platoon does have 2 commands saved. Yeah, so we'd like to get him unpinned and then activate him. Or hang on, yeah. Well, I think I've got 3 commands. I think I need to activate the XO, activate the first platoon. Even though he's pinned, he's still under the same cover as us. And no, second's got 1 save, third's got none saved. Who's going to do something? I could see maybe a third platoon making a platoon move, possibly up to here. Yeah, need to get things moving. This guy's still firing down here. So if we moved up to there, we would at least be attacking him. And okay, if he's switched fire. I have to also remember this is a Woods grant, and like we've just found out, to be honest, that the mortar's not going to be able to fire from that. Yeah, I don't want to put him out. Well, hang on, he's going to be exposed anyway when he moves. So, well, that does mean that he's still not going to be able to fire when he becomes unexposed, though. That's the thing. But I can't really take a chance to put him on the village here because he's going to get fired on. Right, so XO, first platoon, and I've got to activate somebody else. Second platoon. See, because there's nothing on this card right enough. Oh, there is a potential contact though. Yeah, to be honest, I think third platoon. I think I'm going to go for third platoon. So I'm going to spend all 3 actions, and we're going to activate the XO the first platoon and the third platoon. Okay, and then I'm just needing one marker because the first sergeant is not going to show up. He's done. Okay, and we don't want to activate do the first platoon first because we need to try and unpin him. Yeah, so it's the XO that's going to have to do that. And that is going to be an automatic, isn't it? Because we have no VOF now on the... Oh, actually, that shouldn't be there. Should it? No, he's gone. He's a casualty. Right, that shouldn't be there. Yeah, I changed the PDF, but I left the VOF there. Right, so the XO, yeah, because we want to unpin, which is a rally action, which is automatic if there's no VOF. Yeah, okay. So let's activate the XO. He's undercover, so he's getting a +1. So +1, that's a 2 again. My. So 3 commands, not making it easy for me. Right, well, I definitely need to unpin the first platoon HQ. So he's coming down beside the rest of the bunch here. We've also got the mortar in there and 1 platoon. A letter team I don't care so much about. Sorry, that was 1 command. He's got 2 left. I might just leave the rest and see if, because we want to try and we want to get the squad back as well. So, because I can't get anything else back. Well, this first sergeant, the bazooka, and the 50 cal, they're gone. So maybe the R2 points should just convert water teams to fire teams, maybe. Well, you're going to get to activate first platoon though, Grant. He is green, he's going to be undercover, so he's going to get no modifier. That's right, isn't it? Yes. So, well, I don't know then. Should we just unpin that letter team? That's the way. Well, maybe, I think we need an assault team to get moving, or maybe even 2. We've got, we could go 1 here, 1 here. If depends what first platoon's going to get. I think I've got to use these XO commands. I don't think I can just let them save, because we've got 2 commands saved from first platoon. So let's just hope we get a 3 or a 4 out of that. Are we like to be in a state where we're going to platoon move? Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're still going to be patching things together. So, shall we just leave the mortar? If we leave the mortar and this under the pin marker, I think. Just, and let them come out of their pin status naturally in that phase and just try and patch up some of our stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use, I don't know if that sounds stupid or not, I'm going to use 1 of the XO's commands to unpin that letter team. Then I'm going to use his last command to turn 1 of the letter teams into a fire team, I guess. Oops. Yeah. It's getting messy up here. It's been messy here for a while, to be honest. Right, So, let our team to a fire team. That was his last command. Okay. Right. Well, it's all about first platoon now. So he's got 2 commands saved. We're going to draw a card for him. He is green, remember, but he's undercover. So there's a -1 to the green, +1 for being undercover. Okay, that's good. That's a 4. So on top of the 2 that you had, that is 6. Right, so I think we get the other squad back first. But we want to make sure that it's line, really. Yeah, we don't want to mess about, which means you need assault teams. And you want assault teams to go and do other things. So, right, I'm going to use 1 to convert a litter team to a fire team. So we convert that litter team to a fire team. I need to go and find one. That'll do it. Right now, I mean, we could bring that squad back now, but it would be green because the 2 fire teams, and I'd rather not have that. I mean, maybe I'm trying to be greedy here, but and that is like reconstitute a squad. Yeah, because you need to draw for that one. That's not automatic, is it? When the attempt succeeds, removed to place with a squad that has been previously removed from play. Yeah. So I'm happy with only being 2 steps, because then we can add a green step to it and it's still going to be a line, isn't it? So we really need to convert the 2 fire teams now to assault teams. So that's going to cost me 2 points, down to 3, and we're going to turn these both into assault teams. Yeah, that's fine. So now we're going to attempt to reconstitute a squad. Sorry, I should have paused there. Getting lazy. Attempt to reconstitute a squad. Cost me 1. It's a 2-card draw based on... He's green. He's going to get a -1. Yeah, divvy. See, that's what you should have kept. But we couldn't do that. We can't then wait. So it's any HQ or staff. Any HQ or staff. That's interesting. So it could be a platoon HQ from another platoon HQ, couldn't it? Right, well, it's a 2-card draw, but we're going to get a -1 because he's green if we do it. We can exhort to get the second card. So, top card of the discard pile is a rally. I shouldn't look at that, should I? What's he got left? He's got 3 left. I mean, the other temptation is to send these assault teams out and just, like, sort the platoon out later, maybe. I don't know. Sorry, the other squad. I mean, I'm going to go for this. I'm going to try and put this together. So I'm going to spend 1 command. I've got 2 left now, so I could exhort this to attempt to use 2 assault teams to try and reconstitute this squad. It just feels 1-card draw. It just feels I'm going to have to exhort this somehow. Well, I might not have to, but just 1 card. It just seems. Okay, I'm going to do it. Right, zoom out a little bit. Right, 1 card. Here we go. Oh yes. Rally. Okay, well, that was worth it, as it turned out. So these two come away. Oops. And we get 3-1 platoon squad, whatever, back as a two-step unit. But we still have, well, we've got a litter team there that we could put in. We've got 2-1 platoon that's reduced, 3-1 platoon that's reduced. Right, so we've still got 2 commands left. Well, why don't you just... Yeah, let's get that litter team as a fire team then. For 1 more command. He's got 1 left. Yeah, I mean, I could make it as an assault team and then... See, to put it back to that's not recon, supplement a squad. I could supplement that back into 3-1 platoon or 2-1 platoon to turn it into 3 steps. And it would still be a line, there'd be not an issue there, but I could also turn it into an assault team here. And then if we got general initiative, then I could send it maybe forward. I think I'm gonna break one of these platoons up and send something into here. Well, we've also got to remember we're firing at that card, haven't we? Well, hang on. Which one of these has got smoke then? Not that one. This one. See if I break the assault team off and take that green smoke with it and go onto that card and then pop that smoke. I'd need an initiative point for that though, wouldn't I? Well, hang on. No, Grant, that's silly. I'm thinking just put platoon move on the card, but the whole point is it's got a potential contact. So yeah, you could do that. And then if you don't get a general initiative, you're going to be in a bit of bother. But so right, 1 more command for first platoon. I don't know. I think, again, because you've got heavily engaged, and it's probably likely to stay. I don't know. What is this? Did this get reduced? No, it just got pinned. I think it's quite likely to still be. And you're going to have to watch, so there's probably not going to be VOFs here. You still got this VOF here. Remember, you need 2 VOFs on different cards, don't you? So, need to watch that one. Because if it was just this card with the VOFs on it, that would only be actually, what would that be? Yeah, I think that would move back to contact, actually. If there was only this card, and although there's 2 VOFs, like they're firing on the same card, and that, I think that would just be contact, not actually engaged, let alone heavily engaged, you know. Right, Grant, 1 more first platoon command. What are you going to do with it? I think I'm going to convert it into an assault team then. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So, well, actually, just flip him over. Yeah, I'll just put him on the side. That was our last command for our first platoon. So that's him done. Yeah, and if I get a general initiative, I've got 1 spare. I think I might send them to here or here, depending on what I think. Okay, so, well, we've got 3rd platoon still to activate. So, and he's not undercover. He's down here, so not undercover, but he's line quality, so no modifiers. Oh, it's a big 5. Look at that. Wow, okay. 5, you say. What are we going to do with all that then? Well, he can't well, I say you can. You could feasibly, because we've worked out now you can't actually move 2 cards by. But what I'd have to do is infiltrate on this card and then break a assault team and either infiltrate again or move again, whatever. I mean, Andrew did say that there's none in the rules that stops you from infiltrate, then breaking off, detaching a team, and then infiltrating again with a detached team. And like he also points out, you could infiltrate in the activation segment and then infiltrate with the same unit in the general initiative segment. Phase, whatever it is. Phase, impulse. But it means we're moving on to this card that's firing at us, and we need an extra command if we. Yeah, that's not feasible, I don't think, Grant. I think we should probably take a chance and platoon move up into here, whether we're going under the cover or not, I'm not sure. And then we'll get in some fire on that. Do we go under the cover? I mean, this hasn't got. There's not sort of a grenade option for him. He can concentrate fire at us. And he's not firing at us, he's firing at this. But if he was to switch fire, and maybe if we are going to move this assault team, maybe not move it there just in case a package comes up that can, like, it's a bit closer to that, maybe go over there. You can't do away with the whole if you draw a counter attack though. So I don't know. I'm curious to know. You know, am I going undercover too much? Because I don't really see the point in going like just putting 3 steps undercover and then the rest not, because then you can't communicate with each other. You know, that's the problem. I get when you get an assault team and you push it up and you put it undercover. Because I understand that, because he's more than likely going to come under fire. He wants to be protected. He's on his own and whatever. But when we're moving all this platoon up, but then again, it does only give a +1 to them. It's not so much that though. It gives them a +1 card, +1 to their card draws. See, that's what can balance it out. Because he's more than likely going to have to act as the initiative after this, I think. So what happens when you get up there, Grant? You're going to have 3 commands left. See, there's one that you can't do, isn't it? If we're up there and I want to detach a team, I cannot cross across that, can I? Because I'm crossing across that PDF diagonally. That's the one I showed recently in the rules. You can't do that, can you? So there we are. So I can't do that. I mean, I could launch a bazooka. Yeah, let's do some of that. Right, so I think I will platoon move. And yeah, I think I will platoon move into the cover. So I'm not going to move into that cover. Well, it doesn't matter. They're both the same. So I'm going to platoon move onto the woods. Yeah, that's fine. The mortar section can come with that. We're not trying to infiltrate. So I'll put them, and I'm going to put them undercover. Alright, just stop the video. I don't know what was that. Maybe 20 minutes was that? That's an annoying thing. Yeah. Just try to zoom. And I hit the stop button. Arrgh. Right, okay, so I've moved him up under the cover. There is another cover marker, so that's the one I'm under. And we're exposed. And that cost me 2 commands. I've got 3 left. So things going to happen. We are all going to open fire. And our best our best is going to be just small arms, and that's because this mortar section. See, that's maybe why you should have left the mortar back here, Grant. But I couldn't platoon move. When you platoon move, everyone's got to go with you. Because I could have done that indirect way from there. And the mortar can't fire from the woods. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. So, what was I going to do there? Yeah, so it's just small arms, isn't it? So we're getting small arms fire on the card. But I've got 3 commands left, so I'm going to use the bazooka. Now, hopefully this isn't a random target. Oh, it might be. Because it counts as a grenade attack, doesn't it? Oh, no. No. So it must just be... Yeah, so grenade attack, because it's... I know this is the one that I've not got the right counter, but if you look at this one, this is what it should look like, just a 380. It does small arms, and it has the option of the G grenade attack, and it's obviously got 3 or 4, is it? No, 3. It's got 3 grenades. So we're going to attempt that. Now, yeah, let's just look. It says... I was wondering, because it's the one that it's concentrate fire selects a random. Attempt to make a grenade attack. 1, it's +2. 2 cards, plus or minus. Well, all our bazookas are veterans, so we're going to get a plus to that. Recipient, any good order unit. Oh, sorry, hang on. No, that's right, aye. No, hang on. What am I missing here? No, it's still a grenade attack, isn't it? Yeah, why am I having trouble here? Yeah, so just there, yeah, it says grenade attack refers to any attack from a G-rated weapon. It represents the use of hand grenades in close assaults, but also where an explosive projectile is fired at the target, such as range grenade or rocket launchers. And it says there, a unit with a G superscript above a different VOF rating may attempt to make a grenade attack at enemy units in an adjacent card close range. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're doing that with the bazooka. So, jumping back here we are. Yeah, select either a stack of units under a cover marker or a single unit out of cover as the target. Right, so we do actually get to target. It's not the random one. See the concentrate fire up there? Select either a stack of units under a cover marker or one random unit. And I want to say, does a sniper not do that as well? There's a sniper. Well, he's got a special thing, isn't he? Anyway, we get to pick this because we're not going to pick the paralyzed team. So we're going to pick the fire team, right? And yeah, we're going to attempt a grenade attack. So it's a 2-card draw, but the bazooka's veteran, so he gets a +1 for being veteran. And yeah, we're going to draw 3 cards. Now, have I spent my action yet? I don't think I have. No, I haven't. Okay, because we had 5. I spent 2 to platoon move. Right, let's spend action before we do it, Grant. Or you'll forget. Right, like I almost did. Okay, 3 cards, looking for a grenade. That's a no. That's a yes. That's a no. So just the 1, but the 1 is enough. So we get a grenade attack. Now, this doesn't count towards experience. The grenade attack that gives you the experience is just when you throw a grenade on the same card. So we got a grenade on him. So I'm going to just separate them a little to say that. So that is good. And I need to remember that the bazooka. I should remember that he spent 1. So we've got 2 left. We could attempt to concentrate fire on that fire team as well. Nah, hang on. The concentrate fire is going to be random, isn't it? Well, okay, let's do a random one. And now 2-3 platoon should be veteran, I think. Yes, he's veteran. So I'm going to use him to concentrate fire on this card, and it's going to random. Well, I suppose rather than check who's the random unit first, although it does say select either a stack of units under a cover marker or 1 random unit, and then draw action cards and check for crosshairs. But it seems a bit daft to check before we see if we actually get the crosshairs. No? It doesn't word it that way, but it seems daft to me. It's drawing an extra card for no reason, isn't it? I suppose it does say it that way. It says select either a stack. No, I can show you. Select either a stack of units under a cover marker or 1 random unit out of cover as a target. Draw action cards and check for the crosshairs icon. If the icon is present and the attempt succeeds, place a concentrated fire mark on the target. If the unit tracks ammo, it spends 2 ammo. If the attempt fails, do nothing. So it does say you draw the card first. Seems a bit daft to me, but that's how it's got it. So this is a 1, this is a 2. We're kind of wanting a 1. And we get a 1. Okay. And that card did not have crosshairs on it. Right, so the veteran unit is going to, as the fire team we're concentrating on. So we're going to draw 3 cards because he's veteran, looking for the crosshairs. Okay. So 1, no. No, lots of grenades. Oh yes, that'll do. I was kind of hoping to get 2 though, and then we could have got 2 because he's not undercover. But maybe that's a bit greedy. We never spent an action again, Grant. Right, I've spent it. I've got 1 left. So we do have also concentrate fire on him as well. I'll just keep that separate. I don't want to stack it on top of him. It's just we don't get to see it. So it's on the fire team, and that's that. Right, and I think we'll settle at that, and we'll save that last point. Okay. So now all we've got left is 2nd platoon, and he's going to go under initiative, so we can activate him. He's got 1 save command. He is not undercover, so he's just going to be drawing. He's not undercover, he's just going to be drawing the small number. He has a line though, so it's unmodified small number, and it's just a 1. So he gets 1 plus the 1 that he had. He's got 2. Yeah, no, I was going to say we're going to platoon move, but no, we're not, because there's a potential contact there. I think what we're going to do is send wait a minute. Nobody's ceased fire or anything yet. Yeah, about that. So we need general initiative, don't we? And we kind of like to do something with them. So I think we want a 2 for general initiative. So I'm gonna use 1 command to that takes me down to 1 to break this 3-2 platoon down, right? And create an assault team, and I'm going to pass this green smoke to that assault team. As it says that, in the detached team part. It says reduce the squad or weapons team by a step and place either an assault or fire team into play on the card. Transfer any assets to the detached team as desired. Okay, so we've got this green smoke, and with a second action, we can attempt to now, can we go under the foxholes? Maybe you can't. There's a casualty there, so See this whole casualty bit, undercover and whatever, I don't know. Right, well, I'm going to have to say no, you can't. I can, however, infiltrate or attempt to infiltrate because we've got VOFs here. So I'm going to spend that last command, the second platoons. Yeah, that's right, yeah. To order this assault team to attempt to infiltrate that card. He's line quality. He's going to get to draw 2 cards. And looking for the silhouettes. That's a no. And that's a no. So he is going to move on to the card exposed, unfortunately. So assault team moves on the card with his smoke. Hoping he's going to be able to do something with his smoke. To stop all this incoming fire, man. Stop firing at me. Right, and that's that. So that's all our normal impulses. Is there anything changed? No, we updated things here. The assault team moving on to here hasn't changed anything because this is just a casualty. And he's obviously still going to get fired on, but he's hoping to get an initiative to pop that smoke and cease fire. I'm assuming it means cease fire on the card. Yeah, surely. It feels like that's right, but I'm just like, when I've done if we do a ceasefire command, we ceasefire on the actual card that we want to ceasefire. So maybe I'm getting this wrong. Maybe the smoke should have been popped here. And right, hang on. Pyrotechnics, I think I need. Give me a second. Well, let's look at the rules. I've not read it yet, but there's coloured smoke. Coloured smoke is for signalling only, has no effect on line of sight or combat. Coloured smoke appears only at the level where it was placed, does not billow upwards to any significant degree, and units must be able to trace a normal line of sight to that level in order for it to be used as a signal. There are 4 types. Signalling actions. You can use a signalling device to initiate the actions listed on the following chart, assuming these criteria are met. Ceasefire. Ceasefire, it's got to be abstracts. As per 4.2.4, units will cease fire, then immediately open fire on enemies in line of sight according to the engagement priorities chart 6.11. No, this isn't. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's. I'm not sure. Surely this must have been asked on BGG before. So I'm going to have a quick look, although, unless it's just me being dumb. I don't know, if I do the smoke there, does that mean everything ceases fire on this card? Or does it mean if I do the smoke here, this would cease fire? I know if I give these an order to cease fire, that's pretty straightforward, but I think you can see what I'm saying. I mean, it could be that that's the same as putting the smoke here, which gives him an order to cease fire. Let's go and have a look. Right, I've kind of run out of time at the moment anyway, so I don't know if this could be a part or not. What did I say? I wanted to say 20. That's a bit short. And I'd like to finish this bit off as well. So, because we were still... Well, I just used my last point of second platoon to do that. Move that unit forward. Okay, I think I'll just put a pause on that just now, and I might readjust. I'm going to reserve the right to maybe take that back because I've not done anything else yet. Because if I find out that putting the smoke on here stops things from here firing, that's not any good to me. So I've never done this before with the smoke. So so I'm not sure. Right, but I need to go for now. I've not got any time left, so I'll be back when I'm back, and we'll add a little bit onto this to finish this part off. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, just trying to get this part. What is it? 13. Part 13 just finished off. I had to leave things last night. Didn't have time. So this is just a follow on, and we moved this guy up with the smoke. An assault team, he's got green smoke with him. All my pyrotechnics just say ceasefire anyway. And then I stopped to wonder about how the actual smoke kind of works. If I put smoke on that, does it mean nothing fires into that? Or if I put smoke on that car, does it mean they don't fire out? Or does it mean maybe that wherever there's smoke, if a unit's got line of sight on the smoke, they stop firing? So I wasn't very sure. So I went and asked the question, but hang on till I find this. Yeah, so my question was basically that, and Rob kindly replied and gave me a rules reference as well. So I like that, but I also cringe a little, thinking, right, it's right there in a rule somewhere. And it's quoted 4.3.6. This is on page 30. It must be further down. Where are we? There it's there. Signaling devices. All units with a clear line of sight to the signal will perform or attempt to perform the particular action as soon as the pyrotechnic is deployed. So anything that can see that has a line of sight to the smoke, they're going to cease fire. So it's right in there. I think I was looking down here as well, and it's just there, that bit that I needed. He also quotes, also under coloured smoke, units must be able to trace a normal line of sight. Yeah, I'd seen that bit, Rob. It was that bit that confirms what I needed to know there. So he's answered my question number one. So when placed on a card, does it give the ceasefire signal to all that have line of sight to the card that the smoke was placed? So he's answered yes. But to the level on the card, he says where the smoke was placed rather than the card, it does not billow upwards to any significant degree. I remember that part as well. So it's just on that card, but it doesn't go up. Yeah, that's right. Okay, thanks for that, Rob. And I did kind of apologise for not finding that in the rules, which is a bit of a but good to be able to do it, and I'll say again, it's 90 plus pages, 95, 6 pages or something. So I think that does mean we can move on to general initiative with that. So I'm just going to do that so I can finish this part. I think, to be honest, this is about 40 odd minutes anyway, and just a couple of things I wanted to talk about as well. But let's just resolve my general initiative here, and then I can cut this part, and then I've not got time. The weekend's approaching and I should have more time come then, but so I think I'll just cut that. I had hoped to maybe squeeze another part, but I shouldn't. I done it yesterday, and it ended up I was rushing about, so I shouldn't really. I just not had a shot today. I've not had my fix, the Fields of Fire. So right, well, I'll draw for general initiative. So we really need a 1 here. If we get a 0, we're in big trouble, I think. Well, actually, when I'm thinking about it, we're firing on this card. We'd rather not be. Also, hang on. No, he doesn't fire. Yeah, it was to get the contact marker. Right, let's draw unmodified small number. Oh, come on, really? Somebody sneaked in and put that on the top through the night sometime. Oh. After all that, we're sitting with the smoke and we can't do nothing with it. Oh, that's comical. Duh. Right then, okay. the worst part about that though is both our light machine guns are now gonna go out of ammo. They only had one ammo left. There's nothing I can do, is there? No, because that was a general initiative grant. Ah, dear. Right, okay. Yeah. I was just, some of the stuff I was watching back today when I got the chance, talking at the time about that incoming's going to go away, so I'll need to get this artillery to fire its fire on there. And that was, and then I think what threw me was I had the big part in between when I started discussing things, and when I came back, I wasn't looking at things properly. However, we rewound a bit to sort of like backtracked in a way that I don't normally do things like that to see if I could fire the artillery in, and failed at that as well. So yeah, and that's horrible as well. So now we're shooting on our own exposed assault team that's not undercover, that has the smoke with it. And we're using up the last of our machine gun ammo. Oh. Right, okay. Right, well, I'm going to leave the gameplay there then, and I'll come back if I get a chance tomorrow. I should tomorrow at some point, and then we'll kick off with the Enemy Higher HQ event, and yeah. Dear, what a mess. Right, just a couple of things to finish off by talking about though. Obviously, well, I needed to know about the smoke. My notes, not really. Part 8. Yeah, Dan, you know what? I left a comment in the header, and I sometimes think talking about these notes is, I don't think it's a good idea or something. It's for my own head and realising what it is, but it might just confuse a lot of you folk out there watching, thinking, what's he on about? This is talking about a previous part. And if I'm putting the notes in the header, then is that not enough, Grant? Really? I think if it's something I want to talk about that's like a big blunder or something like that, but there's certain things that, if I read these 3 comments that I've got out, they wouldn't really mean nothing. 4 comments, in fact, they wouldn't really be worthy of speaking about, so we'll just leave that. Right, so what did you want to speak about though? Counter-attacks, because just before going to bed last night, Martin made a comment on this is part 6, which I started panicking about. I couldn't get off to sleep, to be honest. He gave me a fright, Martin, but well, if this is the case, then nobody else has said anything about this. It's interesting though that when he talked about it, it sort of rang some bells, and I started thinking about it, and I remember looking at this myself and wondering, and I wanted to go looking more into the threads, but there's just that many threads you've got to dig through on Fields of Fire that it can be a chore in itself. I get the feeling there's maybe some talk out there about this, Martin. I don't know if you want to, if you've got the patience to go and try and find it yourself, but maybe I will if I get the chance later. Maybe get around to having a look. And anyway, his comment was, counter-attacks continue to be a mystery to me. I was under the assumption that during a counter-attack you put new PC markers every turn, and I base this on the following entry. And the following entry, we're going to quote thus. During a counter-attack turn, place a PC marker of the type indicated in the mission instructions on every US occupied card. Okay? And then it carries on. And this is the sentence that, like, I think is I want to say there's something out there, whether it's a rat or whatever. However, I have posted this question, and I have got an answer from Andrew, but that's not satisfied me. So it says, this may take place over a number of turns as specified in the event. And like Martin's confusion arises, during a counter-attack turn, place a PC marker of the type indicated in the mission instructions on every US occupied card. This may take place over a number of turns as specified in the event. Okay? So you place all your PC markers, and then there might be more turns where you're placing more PC markers based on this counter-attack. Now, initially when I looked at that, we were starting the game again, thought that there was some other missions that took that into consideration. But I'll tell you what, I've been through both briefing booklets, and although there's some slight differences with some of the counter-attacks, I can't find any that suggest that you place PC markers over a number of turns. There's not one that I can see. And this is why I think there's something out there buried in the threads there somewhere in the forums that might go into that a bit more or explain it. So, you know, he's right, and I followed, I replied to him last night, because like I say, I couldn't get to sleep, so I had to get this sorted out and get something said about it. So I said, yeah, fair point. And I says, I'd hope that Andrew would pop in here and fix this one, and if he doesn't, it does warrant a question on BGG. I said, I carried on, the wording does seem to suggest that the PC placement may be applied on a number of turns. There is no mention of this in the mission instructions. I mean, it doesn't say that in the mission briefing booklet. It says nothing about it. It's the same, mission 1 and mission 2 are exactly the same wording, and the wording is right there. Counter-attack, place a random PC marker, question mark side up, on every US occupied card. There's nothing in here that tells you about it, like you do that every turn for 3 turns or anything like that. The only bit that it talks about turns is back in here, and obviously that's just slightly further on. And then I carried on. So I did what you have probably already done and scoured the other missions, and there seems to be nothing that connects to this. And then I've carried on again. My guess is that this may take place over a number of turns, specified in the event, refers to the activity checks that are carried out using assault tactics for the next 3 turns. And it's that one down the bottom. The sequence of play for the mission is still that of offensive mission, but the activity checks are made with assault tactics for the next 3 turns. Right, I knew I was going to get a phone call as well, and I should have been ready for it. Now I didn't care where I was at. Yeah, I was thinking it was maybe to do with the activity checks. And then I carry on. I know this doesn't sound like it adds up, as this part is in the rules. And I agree with him, but the rules were kind of that way back then, weren't they? I mean, this bit being in here is a bit of nonsense. But I did say, if this is the case, then I've screwed up big style, because if I should have been placing potential contact markers for the 3 turns, I mean, Andrew's never commented on that, but that's not to say he's watched up to that part. There's quite a lot of footage out there. Nobody else has commented. I don't think he's right, though. I don't think he's right with that thought. Well, I'll tell you what, because I posted the question, so give me a second. Right, so there's my question. It was mentioned in a comment on my video playthrough about the confusing wording with the counter-attack rules. And then I quoted the rule. During a counter-attack turn, place a PC marker of the type indicated in the mission instructions on every US occupied card. This may take place over a number of turns as specified in the event. And then it goes on. This may take place over a number of turns as specified in the event. Appears to suggest that the placing of PC markers may happen over more than 1 turn. And something in there rings a bell. I'm sure there's talk out there on the forums about this. And then again, I still kind of thought maybe there's a mission that does this. Maybe there's a time that does this. So I was hoping Andrew would clarify this for me, or anybody that wanted to. But Andrew's been the one that's been answering all my questions. So, well, most of them. I got one from Rob there. That was good. So I say, however, this isn't mentioned in the event instructions. It doesn't say anything like that in the event instructions. My thinking was that this meant the change in the enemy activity would occur over a number of turns, but it isn't very clear. There also doesn't appear to be any missions that suggest PC markers would be placed over more than 1 turn. So, can anyone enlighten us? So, Andrew's reply was, it means you need to follow the instructions in the mission book. There's nothing, the mission book tells you, well, what I'm concerned, see what he says at the bottom. Well, read it. Let's just finish reading it, Grant. Means that you need to follow instructions in the mission book. Placing PC markers, changing tactics, possibly repeating one or both of these. Counter-attack is a mission-specific event. Even in Normandy, there are 2 or 3 variations, right? Now, then he adds at the bottom, admittedly, said instructions are only in the 3rd edition. For second, combine the rulebook instructions with what it says in the mission book, and when one contradicts the other, assume that the mission book is true. The mission book doesn't. It just tells you to place random PC markers. You have to go to the rulebook to find out that you've got to spend 3 turns doing the assault tactics. And then why is the word in there that this may take place over a number of turns regarding placing of the PC markers? It's all just a bit of a blur. So, like I say, the first paragraph there that Andrews wrote, if this is only, I can only assume it's in 3rd edition, because what he's wrote there, there's nothing like that. And when he says even in Normandy there are 2 or 3 variations, well, the variations that I came across are just, the variation is this one here, that one down the bottom. There's 2 missions in Normandy that have that as a variation, counter-attack. It just says counter-attack, place a PCA marker. Okay, it's not random ones, it's A markers on any US occupied card that is either A, adjacent to a card with an unrevealed PC marker, or B, in the top row. That's it. And there's 2 like that, and then there's 2 or 3 like the one that we've got. I think there's only 2 and 2, to be honest, out of the 7 missions, because there's 2 patrol missions. I don't think they come into that there. So, but however, he is saying that that's maybe what's written in it. I'd like to think 3rd edition clears this up a bit, because that's just a mess as well. It's like a bit of a... So as I replied to him, hi Andrew, and I just replied, 37 minutes ago, you can see. I can't see anything in the mission books from 2nd edition that suggests any counter-attack event that contains anything involving this may take place over a number of turns as specified in the event. And the only variations I can see are a slight change to where the PC markers get placed. Fair enough if this is only in 3rd edition mission books, but kind of strange that it doesn't add up with the 2nd edition, unless I'm missing something, of course. So we'll wait and see if he comes back in there. But I want to, if I get the chance tomorrow or this evening, I'm going to look through some counter-attack threads and see if I can find anything, because it's ringing a bit of a bell with me about somebody else asking about that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because it's rather confusing. This may take place over a number of turns. But I want to say that if I do find it, I think I'm going to find what I think, and what it's meaning is these assault tactics take place over the next 3 turns. But then again, that's written just there, just below it, so why would that be? There's nothing in the mission books that's sort of like, it's just a bit yucky, to be honest. But that's why we know this. The first and 2nd edition rules of this game were a struggle. That's why they're redoing it. They're making it better, and so a couple of to be honest, I don't need to go over the comments from Andrew. He's basically just saying things that I've got the gist of, and I've made comments about anyway already. The only one was he just this one here, which I'll need to ask him about. He says, firing through unspotted units on your own side is indeed in need of clarification right now. This was the bit that he did mention something about, but firing through unspotted units on your own side, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what he's meaning by that, because none of our units are unspotted. So the only unspotted units you get are the German ones, the enemy ones. So firing through unspotted units on your own side. Right, I'll look more into that, and I'll see if I can find out more about it. Right, and just probably the last bit, just to finish things off here. I got finishing off rule section 7, and I also went through section 8 as well, which is all about the enemy again. It was good to read over that, just to keep things fresh. I didn't find anything in section 8 that jumped out to me. The one thing I did find was in this, was in 7.16.5, and it's registered targets and artillery mortar concentration. Maybe that's why I didn't really notice it the first time, but it's just further down. It says you may. It's about placing these target markers, which I didn't think we had any need for. But if you read this, it says you may also place a target marker on a card after a successful fire mission on that card from either off-map artillery or off-map mortars. You can have no more than one target marker in play per firing agency. Enemy units can place one target marker per incoming package type. Enemy units can place one. Alright, hang on. Enemy units can place one target marker per incoming package type. Oh. This is all new to me then. I don't know, was this in the old stuff? Anyway, look what it does. Add another card to the draw for an attempt to call for fire from an off-map firing agency for any fire by the firing agency on a card containing its target marker. Move the target marker if the firing agency successfully fires a different target. Well, all that's kind of new to me. I don't know if that, I want to say that was in the old rules, but maybe not. I think this is maybe it here. Registered targets. Instructions for some missions indicate that you can begin the mission with a registered target. Well, yeah, but it's not the registered target. It's this bit here. You may also place a target marker on a card after set. Yeah, that's the same wording, isn't it? Yeah. Add on our card to draw for an attempt to call for fire. But the bit about the enemy there as well would also suggest that if the enemy have a successful fire mission, and to be honest, they're automatic. Their first fire mission is automatic. That means they should be able to get one of the target markers, shouldn't it? I'm going to have to find out more about that. I'm going to have to go and ask about that, I think. Because I don't want to just wait on somebody watching this bit of video to tell me. Because, like I say, I think if the enemy were to... If I was to get a potential contact and get a mortars or a artillery on the map, I think that would maybe apply the way I'm reading that. Anyway, not something I knew about as well. That was really it. Wasn't there just... No, there wasn't, right? That was it. Right. I'll leave it at that, and then that'll be part 13 finished off. So it should be it's probably about an hour now as well. So, and then I won't get the time to start another part now. So, but let me put this together, and then I can start watching a bit more, because I've caught up. I just watched part 10 there, and I've put a comment in the header regarding the fact that there's no gameplay at all in it. It's just going over some things and whatever. So if some people are not interested in watching that, like I always say, I find it important to learn the game and keep it going and whatever. But yeah, but we'll see. Right, so hopefully I'll get back with a wee bit more gameplay tomorrow, and then I'm off over the weekend, but I do have a few things on, so maybe not get quite as much time as I have been, but I'll still get. I want to say that over the weekend I'd like to hope to maybe complete this mission anyway, because we're on turn 6. Well, we're halfway through turn 6 now, so 7, 8, 9 and 10 after that. So we shall see. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Cheers.